Hi guys! Happy National Coming Out Day. It is October 11th, 2016, and I am celebrating being out, and I want to make this video to talk about how I can hopefully support you to come out, how to make sure that you get support to come out, a little bit about how I came out several times. So, I guess I'll start with how I came out. So when I was 15, that was the first time I came out. I came out to my little brother as bisexual, and I don't really know why I chose him first, but I used him as the test dummy. And it went really, really well. It's actually a funny story that I like to tell. He basically, my siblings are about 5 years younger than me, so he was 10 years old. So, 10-year-old boy, he says, "Oh, wow, does this mean that we can talk about girls now?" Like, he was so excited and just immediately accepting, which was exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. I was terrified, but I guess I felt that he was the least intimidating. Which is funny, because when I came out as transgender, which actually is sort of fast-forwarding through several other times where I came out as queer, and then came out as gender fluid, and then came out as transgender, I was actually very scared to tell my brother. When I came out as trans, which was, I guess February, I was terrified, and I went about it in all different ways depending on who it was. My initial goal was, I'm going to go and tell everybody I want to tell in person, face to face, so that I can have an honest discussion with them and sort of hoped that it would be more of a bonding experience and they could ask me whatever questions they wanted to ask me. And that proved to be really exhausting and also difficult, because I'm very lucky to have a lot of people that mean a lot to me that I wanted to be able to tell in person, and they live literally all over the world. Even all over New York was difficult, so I kind of burnt out after a while, and then I ended up posting on Facebook, and I sent family members emails, which did not go over well mostly. I did tell my parents in person, and my siblings were in college at the time, so I told them over the phone. And it was chaotic. It was really hard. I had a lot of backlash. People that I thought were going to be totally freaking out ended up being fine. People who I thought were going to be fine were totally freaking out. And then people who I thought were going to freak out, or rather knew were going to freaked out like 50 times more. Now, at this point, it's been, I guess, like 10 months since I told them, and I started transitioning October 1st of 2015, so you'll note that I basically came to conclusion and decided to transition before I really told anybody. At that point, I had only sought advice from 2 people who I am friends with who are also trans men to seek advice. And things have come a long way. We're in family therapy, and I've just been trying to educate people and giving people space and answering questions, and it's been overwhelming and exhausting and just really, really hard at times. It's the hardest thing that I've ever dealt with. It's just, it's hard. It's really hard to come out. It's scary, depending on where you are in your life and your age and how many people you have close to you and whether you're in a relationship or you're married or you're not self-sufficient. There are a lot of things that can be barriers to you when coming out, and I had not the most amount of barriers that could possibly be had, but that did not mean that I didn't have a lot of barriers already. So people are coming along. My grandmother is still the number one issue, really. She will not talk to me or see me, so that is causing a lot of issues. But today, I am alive, and I am living my authentic, true self, and I'm so much happier, even though I'm in the grand scheme, not happy, and I experience a lot of dysphoria and other things. But I've had my, top surgery, and moving forward with my transition. I'm almost 8 months on testosterone. So it's an exciting time, and I'm grateful that I came out, and I want to thank myself for coming out, because I freed myself and I saved myself. I chose literally life over death when I decided to come out. So really, through coming out all these times, I've realized that coming out each time almost means something different. Hi, Amy. It means something different almost every single time, because of where I am in my life, because of what it means to me in that moment. Obviously, coming out as bisexual was terrifying because it was the first time I ever had to come out, and I was significantly younger. I'm 27 now, and I was 15 then. Coming out when you're older is really scary for a whole host of other different reasons, and almost, more meaningful. At least to me, it was more meaningful. I'm not going to generalize and speak for other people. Again, this is just my experience. But what I can say is everybody's transition is different, and everyone has their own way of coming out and their own timeline for coming out. And all of those, and every single one, they're all okay. You need to come out when you're ready to come out. As I said, there are all of these barriers. If a barrier is that you're probably going to be kicked out of your house and you're 16 years old, then, maybe you should wait until you can make sure that you're going to be safe. Whereas, when you're older and you're living on your own, it might be much easier because, you don't have to worry about being kicked out, and, you have to worry about other things. But the point is that everybody has a different time frame, different ways to come out. There is no right way and wrong way to come out. Don't let anybody tell you that. When I came out, a lot of people did not like the way that I came out to them and basically said, no, this was wrong, you should have done it this way. And the reality is that coming out is so overwhelming and so difficult that it really comes down to, you coming out in the best way that you can. Because you're just going to do the best that you can, because it's incredibly difficult, and you're not going to make everybody in your life happy with the way that you come out to them. And it's hard enough to come out and to transition and to accept yourself, let alone to tell everybody else the way that they want to be told. It's unrealistic. So remove that expectation and that pressure from yourself, and just do it when you're ready. You're gonna feel it. Trust me. I woke up one day, and I couldn't do it anymore. It was really, that simple for me after so many years of feeling this way and questioning myself. Finally, the moment I was ready to accept myself, that was go time. I've been transitioning, full force. I immediately started medically transitioning as soon as I could. So I was really, really ready. And once you're ready, you're just going to know exactly how you want to go about it. And you just have to give yourself a major pat on the back for coming out, and make sure that you have resources lined up for you. When I came out, I made sure that I was confident I was going to have a support system. I was going to have therapy. I was going to have certain friends and family that I knew were automatically going to accept me. It took me a while, but after a while I started to go to my local LGBTQ center and started to go to meetings and making a community for myself. I went onto YouTube and I learned all about others' transitions and their experiences and their advice, and that really helped me to stay alive and to function and figure out what I wanted to do for myself. I read some books and articles and did a lot of writing and other things of self-care. There's just a lot of elements to coming out, and so on National Coming Out Day, if you are out right now, you should be celebrating yourself and the fact that you came out, because that's amazing. And if you aren't out today, that's okay. Just know that there are many who have come before you, and that it is possible, and that you may just very well feel so much better living your authentic self and having this weight lifted off your shoulders, even though there might be some repercussions or things that you need to deal with. So happy National Coming Out Day, and I hope that you're good to yourself today. And if you have any questions about my transition and how I came out and on any of these levels in gender and sexuality, and want advice, or you want to comment on this video, or you hate this video, or you love this video, let me know down below. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I will check you later. Bye, guys.